Hi, and thanks for joining us here on Arts 24. He's an artistic director, photographer, and dancer, known for a stunning photo series during the Paris Olympic Games where athletes posed mid-air against the most iconic Paris landmarks. Mathieu Forget, welcome. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
I should say welcome back because you were here 2 years ago on this program talking with our Eve Jackson about the Levitation Project. And now you're here talking about 10 years of the Levitation Project this year. You have an exhibition on at the Musée de la Photographie Charles Nègre in Nice right now. You've also released this book, a special book of photography dedicated to the Levitation Project. It's the first photography book to integrate augmented reality. Can you tell us a bit about how that works?
Yeah, so my work, as you know, of course, there's capturing my body in the air, but there's always the process of it. And that's what got me kind of known on social media most of the time, showing how I jump in the air, capture that image and fall. And I thought I wanted to be able to tell that entire story. So using augmented reality allows the viewer to understand the before, the now, and the after.
Okay, that's cool. Well, Levitation is part sport, part travel. Many photos are shot by you yourself, Mathieu. You also combine photography and video. Let's show you this video from Japan. Take a look. That is an incredible video from Japan, Mathieu. Now, you said that a lot of people are interested in the process. Tell us a bit about how you made that particular video.
So that video is basically a jump cut transition. What I did is that I shot the same move in 10 different locations. That was a 2-week trip. So everywhere from Tokyo, Osaka, Kyoto, I would basically put my tripod, put a camera on top of it, and do the exact same movements. And then there's a lot of post-production to really match the frames and make sure that the edit and the movement seems very flawless and seamless.
Yeah, indeed is very seamless. Now, there is one particular photo that I love that you shot in Cappadocia in 2021. It's part of the Levitation project. Do you have a personal photo from the Levitation project, sport or travel, that is for you your favorite?
I'll probably say the one on the cover, that is also from this trip in Turkey, which is same thing. It was about 2 weeks, 6 different cities. And Turkey was one of my biggest and first institutional project with the French Institute of Turkey. And in that location was just unbelievable because it's a salt lake. It looks like I'm basically flying on top of water. And during that moment, the color of the sky changed 6 different times. So there's a wide variety of visuals.
It's incredible. Now, back in April, Mathieu, you and your partner, French ballerina Victoria d'Auberville, featured as a couple in love in Céline Dion's video clip, Dansant. This video was filmed across iconic spots in Paris, and I want to know how this came about, but first of all, take a look. Mathieu, it must be such a flex to say that you were in a Céline Dion video. How did that come about? Are you a fan?
Yes, who's not a fan of Céline, let's be honest, right? No, it was really, Victoria was the first one who was invited. The Céline Dion's team reached out to her. And as this song was mainly about love, she said, well, if I have to do it, I need to do it with Mathieu. And it was a really cool experience. Very small team. We didn't get to meet her yet. I hope we'll get to do it another time. But being part of such, an iconic moment, especially where her return here in Paris, makes it so special. And we're very happy to be part of it.
Now, dance and photography are indeed just the beginning of your talents. You started, of course, by following your father, Guy Forget, French tennis legend, into the sport, which took you to LA. But then you discovered hip-hop, your own path, really, hip-hop, dance, photography, art. And you're also a businessman now as well. You created your own studio 5 years ago called Forget Mat or Forget Mat. And there you share your own audiovisual content and sell your photos. Now, you told a French business paper last year that you want to be seen as a business artist. Why? Because I'm thinking maybe some artists might be happy to delegate that part of that process. Why is it important for you to have control over your artistic process?
Well, I think we're part of a generation where now the work can be diluted in so many different ways. And I think that all the great artists today are businesses of their own, and they understand the legal part, they understand the business part, also the creative. And I think by understanding this 360 aspect, you're able to control more of the story that you want to tell and the visuals that you want to share. And so for me, living also in the US, I was trained that way, and I think gives me a lot more creative control by understanding all of it. Of course, I have to delegate to people that are better than me, but I get to always keep this 360 vision, which is really important in my work.
And also kind of control who you sell to and how the sales.
Exactly. Yeah. You still will collaborate with different galleries. You will have different agents in different parts of it, but the core of it, that's what me and my studio really control, and that allows us to do so many more things outside of it.
Yeah, indeed. You're part of this new generation of artists who also want to be entrepreneurs. You're also an influencer. You have some 1.5 million followers on TikTok and Instagram. And I could say maybe recently you discovered the flip side of social media, because last year you filmed an incredible video of your partner Victoria dancing on a ship's bow in Antarctica. Take a look. The music that accompanies that video, it's absolutely breathtaking. How did this project come about?
Well, this is a long story. I'm going to try and keep it short, but I was invited to do this beautiful cruise in Antarctica, and wherever we go, we always try to bring dance with us and tell different stories to really open up the creative world and talk about the world around us. So in this case, it was Antarctica, the fragility of this environment, and we didn't really have a set plan because it's very strict once you go to Antarctica, and we of course got to go on the continent, but we weren't able to do everything that we wanted to. And then we met the captain, and this captain said, "Hey, I have this really cool spot that you guys will probably like. I know you're kind of into weird spots, so I have this one that's really incredible." So he brought us. We did 2 test runs. We did one in South Georgia and then this one in Antarctica, where I went first, and then Victoria went also on top of it, but then showing her the fragility of her tutu, the movement, everything together told such an incredible story. And the video, did about 500 million views worldwide. I mean, it was massive.
It definitely went viral. It also sparked accusations of AI doctoring. Is that a compliment for you that your video was so real that people thought it was actually fake?
Yes, it's definitely a compliment. I mean, even when I started my own work, where I was photographing myself in the air, people thought it was Photoshopped. There wasn't AI at the time, but finding a body in mid-air like this doesn't really seem real. So that's when I started showing the behind the scene, and the behind the scene got me a lot of views on social media, millions of views, and people started following my work. So I think always showing the process is very important, and the fact that now in this generation it's compared to AI makes it even more worthy. And that's what I think we try to do, is we try to create visuals that are more and more incredible and tell stories of their own.
Are you worried in a way as an artist and a photographer that AI is indeed now blurring the lines between what's real and not?
I wouldn't say I'm worried. I would just say it's an evolution. I think when social media started 15 years ago, it definitely disrupted the industry of the media and a lot of different things, but it allowed me and other artists to be seen where, in the regular way, it would have been probably a bit harder. So I think AI is just going to open a new avenue. There's going to be some competition, but the fact that we're always able to share the behind the scene and create something that has meaning behind it in a story, I think will always prevail.
Now, as we mentioned, Levitation celebrates 10 years this year. Do you think, is it finished now, or do you think you're planning a new series maybe for LA 2028 or the Paris winter, or the French Winter Games?
Well, I hope it's not finished. No, but I think it's creating a book and looking back on 10 years of a career really makes you first take the time to look at what you've done, but also open up new avenues. So I think definitely LA 28 is an objective. I'm trying to put product together over there in the US. But then I also think that photographing myself for so many years alone, although I did bring some people with me, now I kind of want to make others people fly. I think I want to open up my world, my creativity to the rest of the world. So whether it's with athletes, actors, dancers, animals, whatever. I think sky's the limit, and I think that's probably where this work will take me next.
Okay, so levitation will continue. Now, here on the program, we ask our esteemed guests, like you, Mathieu, to give us your cultural pick of the moment. You've chosen this one, Argentinian artist Leandro Ehrlich's exhibition at Paris's Grand Palais. Can you tell us why?
Well, I recently saw it, and I think it's such an interesting exhibition. First of all, because of the size of it, and I think, at least for me as an artist, whenever you have the size, tells a lot about the work that you've put in before. And, he really blurs the lines with reality. And I think in my work, I also
like
try...
you.
Yeah, in a different way, of course, but he creates these massive installations that people can interact with. For me, in my work, I try to change the perspective of how we see the world and what a human body can do. And I think he's taken it to another level, especially in with physical installations that people can take part in. I hope to one day be able to do something of my own in that genre.
Okay. Well, 14 works conceived at a human scale, including, as you saw there, a Parisian building tipped on its side that visitors can climb. So this is the exhibition by Argentinian artist Leandro Ehrlich. It's on at Paris's Grand Palais right now. We can leave you with a few images of that. Thank you so much for joining us here on the program, Mathieu. Thank you for watching. See you next time.